I'm Mike Sullivan. Wide stance or narrow stance? Have you ever wondered what is the perfect width, the perfect distance your feet should be from each other when you're hitting a shot? In this video, we'll talk about it. Width of stance, why is it important? Well, for one thing, if we set up with our feet really close together, we're not going to have the stability we want to swing the club fast, especially the long clubs. So we can't play with a super narrow stance. A wide stance, why wouldn't we play with a super wide stance? Well, we wouldn't play with a super wide stance because although it's very stable, we get a lot of stability, we don't get a lot of mobility, okay? So what we have to do is we have to get into a balanced setup where we have that nice blend of mobility as well as stability. And so here's what we're looking for. We use the term get on our front side. And what I mean by that is not only move weight to my front side, but turn through so that my hips are on top of my front foot. So we may hit shots and feel that our weight is on our front foot. So I can feel my weight is on my front foot right here, but I have not moved my hips on top of my front foot. And I need my body to be more forward on top of my front side when I finish, because that's going to enable the low end of my swing to move forward. If we're too wide, we're just not going to be able to do it. So back to what I talked about to begin this, why wouldn't we get set up with our feet really close together? Because we're not going to have enough stability to swing the club with speed. So what I'd like to have you do is try this. Make some practice swings, or you can hit some shots, but get comfortable swinging the club with a really narrow stance, and make sure that your hips are turning so that your hips are positioned on top of your front foot. So if you get your feet close together and you make a swing like this, that's not going to do it. We have to get up to here. And then gradually move your feet a little bit wider, all the way until you're no longer able to get onto your front side, or you're no longer able to move your hips onto your front foot. When you're at that width that's too wide, narrow up a little bit, okay? So what I feel comfortable with would be with my 8-iron, having my feet about here. And now I'm gonna check. I've got my hips on top of my left foot, so that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with this. And then what I'll do is I'll practice, and for me, I tend to get a little bit too wide. I may practice a little teeny bit more narrow than feels comfortable, just to ensure I have the mobility to move my hips on top of my front foot. Okay, so the correct width of stance will be wide enough to give us stability, but narrow enough to give us mobility. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to hit the little thumbs up button for a like. Also, if you subscribe to our channel, each time we do produce a new video, you'll be notified by email.